Prince Harry, a name once synonymous with royal duty, devotion, and the very image of a youthful rebel. Now, well, the trajectory has taken a sharp turn, and let's just say, it's nothing short of spectacularly awkward. Imagine the audacity, the sheer gall of it all. The same Prince Harry who has built an empire of victimhood, suing tabloids left, right, and center, complaining about media intrusion, all while rubbing elbows with Hollywood's elite. Yes, you heard that right. Just days after sitting in a London courtroom, clutching his royal ties and begging for privacy, this man is spotted gallivanting at the Sundance Film Festival. Can you say hypocrisy in bold? I'm telling you, the contrast was glaring. You see, while Harry has made it his mission to become the victim of tabloids, an innocent soul destroyed by the media, the man is hopping on private jets to mingle with the 1%. That's right, private jets. And this isn't just the tabloids being bitter. No, this time it's Page 6, Hollywood's gossip goldmine, calling out the contradiction. The prince was all too happy to stand before cameras at one of America's most photographed festivals. Just a few days earlier, he was whining about how his privacy was invaded. So what's going on here, Harry? Is your struggle just a well-crafted narrative to please your Hollywood friends? Or have we really been sold on a phony victimhood? But this isn't the juicy part. No, it gets darker, way darker. So Harry may be hopping around, making rounds at events, but what's happening behind the scenes in that $18 million Montecito mansion? I'm talking about the man who's too afraid to step out of his wife's shadow, the same guy who once flew Apache helicopters in Afghanistan, now reduced to a glorified house husband. Sources? Oh, they're spilling the tea. Apparently, Harry spends his days twiddling his thumbs as Meghan handles the real business. She's the breadwinner, she's the one networking, making deals. Meanwhile, Harry's just chilling at home, trying to keep up appearances. Imagine the man who once had the world at his feet, now struggling to find any real purpose in his post-royal life. And here's the real kicker. These aren't anonymous royal sources, people. No, these are Hollywood insiders, close to Meghan, painting a portrait of a man, not just disconnected from his past, but hopelessly lost in the present. They describe Harry as a recluse, trapped in his own home, unable to move on from his grievances. How many people do you know who spent their entire life being the center of attention, only to retire into the backseat of their own life? Now, Harry can't even go to an event without looking like a fish out of water. They're calling him lost, not just figuratively, but literally, spiritually lost. Let's not even get started on the financial aspects. It's starting to look like the Sussex's financial empire is crumbling faster than their reputation. That Montecito mansion? Yeah, it's racking up costs, big costs, and sources confirm they're struggling to keep up with the mortgage payments. Downsize the staff, they say. The empire Meghan and Harry built? It's hemorrhaging cash. And that's not all. The biggest blow? Netflix canceled Meghan's lifestyle show. Gone. Just like that. The project that was supposed to secure her place is the next big thing? An afterthought. The cancellation is a cold slap in the face to the couple who believed they were Hollywood royalty in the making. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. How about the image at public events? Picture this Harry at his own premiere, standing awkwardly in the background while Meghan works the room, network upon network, charming the pants off everyone. His role? To look pretty for the cameras. This is the man who once walked proudly beside his brother at royal engagements, shaking hands with presidents, and now he's standing at a film festival, unsure of his place in the world. He's relegated to the background, and the contrast couldn't be more stark. But wait, there's more. The courtroom disaster? Oh, honey, that was a sight to behold. Harry's performance on the stand was nothing short of tragic. Every time a lawyer pinned him down on a simple question, Harry veered off, rambling about Meghan's pain and how the press tormented her. But here's the catch. This wasn't about Meghan. It wasn't about their royal drama. It was about Harry's past, his own grievances with the press. And yet time and time again, he made it all about her. The judge? Oh, the judge was visibly frustrated. Stick to the point, they said, and still, Harry rambled on. When the topic is about the press's treatment of you, it's hard to shift gears and suddenly make it about your wife. Harry failed to realize that in the courtroom, facts matter more than narratives. It doesn't end there. Harry's contradictions under oath are becoming an endless joke. His own Netflix documentary accuses the royal family of leaking stories about him, but during his testimony, he swears up and down that his family would never do such a thing. So, Harry, which is it? Are your family leaks a figment of your imagination or your carefully constructed story to make us feel sorry for you? This is starting to look like a man trapped in his own web of lies. Now, let's dive deeper into the mess with Harry's personal story. Let's talk about his so-called drug struggles, shall we? According to Harry's legal testimony, the press pushed him into drugs. He claims he turned to substances because of the harassment. But hold on, his memoir, Spare, paints a completely different picture. The book practically revels in his joyful exploration with drugs, painting a picture of youthful experimentation. So which story do you want us to believe, Harry? The version where you're the victim, or the version where you took joy in your indulgences? The inconsistencies are piling up, and the deeper we go, the less credible Harry's entire narrative becomes. In a world where everything is under scrutiny, Harry's shifting stories are starting to crumble. His public stance is now completely misaligned with the reality around him. Harry claims to be a victim of privacy violations, but in his latest public appearances, he's turned his family's trauma into content for money. He's gone from being a prince fighting for his privacy to a man exploiting every personal tragedy for profit. But here's the real punch, the devastating part of the saga that's slowly unfurling behind the scenes. Harry, once so proud and so determined, now reduced to a punchline. A once beloved royal who had the world at his feet now spends his days in the shadow of his wife. Meghan has clearly taken the reins. And while that might be fine for her career, let's not sugarcoat it. Harry is being used, plain and simple. He's there for the photo ops. He's there to be the accessory. Meghan, the power player, the force in the room, while Harry? Well, he's still figuring out what his role is. When you were once a global icon, standing for the things that matter, it must sting to be relegated to the sidelines. And this isn't just Hollywood gossip, darling. This is what insiders are whispering. Harry isn't respected. He's barely tolerated. Sure, he's in the spotlight, but only because Meghan is pulling all the strings. The Page 6 expose? Oh, it's more than just tabloid gossip. It's Hollywood's most cutting critique of the once prince, who is now just a background character in his wife's world. Insiders claim Harry's mental and emotional health are deteriorating in front of us, and it's not hard to see why. The man has no clear direction, no real purpose, and as it turns out, no consistent story. He was a proud warrior, a man who once stood tall beside the world's most powerful leaders. But now? Now he's just a man without a cause, without a mission, and without a future. Sources close to Meghan are revealing what life is really like inside their Montecito mansion. Harry? Well, he's there, trapped in his own mind, living in the past, desperately trying to hold on to the man he used to be. One source even describes him as stuck, as if he's failed to transition from royal life to a more private, quieter existence. While Meghan hustles in Hollywood, bringing in the big bucks, Harry remains in the background, drifting further away from the man he once was. These aren't rumors from the British tabloids, either. This is insider gossip from people who are close to Meghan, people who have witnessed this unraveling firsthand. But the financial reality is perhaps the hardest pill for the Duke of Sussex to swallow. Sources are confirming that the couple's money is running out. The mortgage on their massive mansion? It's a constant drain on their finances. And with the cancellation of Meghan's show, the financial pressure is mounting. They can't even maintain their staff properly anymore. The empire they've claimed to build? It's crumbling, and fast. And when your livelihood depends on content creation, but your projects fall flat? Well, let's just say it doesn't look good. Meghan may be living her best life in Hollywood, but the reality for Harry is a much grimmer picture. His projects are fading into obscurity, the attention once lavished upon him now slipping through his fingers. Remember that Netflix documentary, the one where Harry's supposed to be the executive producer? It was a dud. Total flop. Harry might have thought it would catapult him into the Hollywood elite, but instead, it landed with a deafening thud. Not a single critical conversation surrounding it. No one cares. Meanwhile, Meghan? She's the star. She knows how to work the media, how to keep her name at the forefront of the cultural conversation. She's on her grind, putting in the work. Harry? He's still trying to figure out what the hell his next move is, and each failed project only makes the situation more desperate. Now, the ultimate irony. Harry's trying his hand at speaking engagements. He's set to address a cybersecurity summit. Cybersecurity people. Prince Harry, the man who likely doesn't even understand what encryption means, is now an expert in cybersecurity. You couldn't script this kind of absurdity if you tried. Experts are calling it a joke, and honestly, they're right. Harry is now a professional speaker, not because of any particular expertise, but because of his royal title and his never-ending list of grievances. His speaking engagements have become nothing more than opportunities for him to rehash his trauma, tell his poor me stories, and rake in the fees. The reality is that he's a performing bear now, dancing for corporate dollars, telling people what they want to hear in exchange for a paycheck. And this, my friends, is the life Harry has chosen. But here's where it gets truly brutal. The financial reality behind those Montecito gates is crumbling. The very empire Harry and Meghan dreamed of building has turned into a house of cards. Archwell? The foundation that was supposed to change the world? It's been rebranded, yes, rebranded, just to avoid fundraising scrutiny. No donations came in, no wealthy sponsors. People aren't buying into the Sussex narrative anymore. Their entire brand is in freefall. And it's not just about the failed businesses, it's about their complete inability to hold on to any meaningful relationships, whether personal or professional. And now, the worst part, the loneliness. Harry may have escaped the clutches of the royal family, but at what cost? He's isolated himself from his British friends, from his military buddies, from the network of people who once had his back. The only people left in his circle are Meghan's friends. The man who once commanded respect from a wide range of people is now left holding on to a handful of Hollywood connections. Meghan? She's the one who's thriving. Harry's become an afterthought, a man not lost in his own world, but lost in the shadow of his wife's success. Sources close to the couple reveal that Harry is feeling the weight of it all, and it's not just about the career setbacks. The isolation, the financial strain, the mounting pressure, it's all too much for him to bear. But here's the question everyone is asking. Is Harry trying to sabotage his American life? Is he looking for an out, a reason to leave Meghan behind and return to England? It might sound outrageous, but when you look at his recent behavior, it's hard to ignore. The criticism of Trump, the public rants, the desperation, it all suggests that Harry might be engineering his own exit strategy. But here's the cruel irony. If he truly wanted out, why is he still staying by Meghan's side? Staying by Meghan's side. Staying by Meghan's side. Staying by